Imagine waking up on a Tuesday morning in Brisbane. You make yourself a coffee, and you check your phone, not for emails, not for work, just to see how much your money made you while you slept. That's not a fantasy. That's dividend living. And today I'm going to show you the actual numbers, the real math, that most videos completely skip over. We're talking exact portfolio sizes, real yields, real tax numbers, and the one thing, honestly, that makes Australia one of the best places on earth to do this. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly where you stand. Here's something most people don't realize. Living off dividends in Australia is genuinely easier than almost anywhere else in the world. And the reason comes down to one thing, franking credits. Here's how it works. When an Australian company pays you a dividend, they've already paid 30% company tax on that profit. So the government says, hey, that tax is already paid. Here's your credit back. That credit offsets what you owe at tax time, which means a 4% dividend yield on the ASX doesn't actually feel like 4%. It feels like 5.5%, sometimes 6%. But here's the part that actually blows people's minds. Australia and New Zealand are among the only countries in the world running a full dividend imputation system like this. In the US, the UK, most of Europe, dividend investors get hit with double taxation. The company pays tax, then you pay tax again on the same profit. Here, that doesn't happen. So an ASX portfolio paying 4% can actually outperform a US portfolio at the same headline yield, just because of the tax structure. That's your edge. And most people don't even know they have it. So let's talk about what you actually need to live. The Association of Superannuation Funds of Australia, the gold standard for this research, says a single person needs around $54,000 a year for a comfortable life. That's private health insurance, a car, domestic holidays, dinner out without stressing. A couple needs around $77,000. Now, if you want the lean version, modest lifestyle, you're looking at $35,000 for a single, $51,000 for a couple. And if you want the full version, overseas trips, eating out whenever, upgrading the car every few years, you're realistically at $100,000 or more. Pick your number. Hold it in your head, because now we do the math. And this is where it gets interesting. The average dividend yield across the ASX 200 right now sits at around 4%. Gross it up with franking credits, you're at roughly 5.5%. If you go heavier into high-yield names, think 5.5 to 6% before franking. You're looking at around 7% grossed up. So let's use 5.5% as our realistic number for a diversified Aussie dividend portfolio. Here's the math. Want $50,000 a year? You need around $910,000 invested. Want $75,000? Around $1.36 million. Want $100,000? About $1.82 million. Want the full $150,000 lifestyle? You're looking at $2.7 million. Now, before you close the tab, stay with me, because these numbers are more reachable than you think. Wait, this is the part nobody explains properly. Even with franking credits, you still pay marginal tax on dividend income above certain thresholds. But here's the good news. The tax-free threshold in Australia is $18,200. And here's the part that should genuinely excite you. If dividends are your only income, you can earn around $30,000 in fully franked dividends and pay basically zero net tax. Zero, because the franking credits completely offset your tax bill. So that $910,000 portfolio generating $50,000, after franking credits do their job, a massive chunk of that income is sheltered. That's the system working for you. Now, this is where most people mess up the strategy completely. Chasing the highest yield, that's the single biggest mistake new dividend investors make. If you see a stock on the ASX paying 12%, it's almost always a trap. Either the share price has collapsed because the business is struggling, or the dividend is about to get cut, and suddenly your passive income drops 40% overnight. The companies that pay sustainable, growing dividends decade after decade, they're the boring ones. The big banks, Wesfarmers, BHP, Telstra, Woolworths, the major insurers. Not exciting, but they pay you forever. And forever is the goal. Now you don't need to pick individual stocks to do this well. Aussie Dividend ETFs do the heavy lifting for you. VS gives you the entire ASX 300, yield around 3.5 to 4% plus franking. VHY targets higher yielding companies, around 5 to 6% before franking. There's also iShares IOZ, BetaShares INCM for monthly income. Instant diversification across 50 to 300 dividend-paying companies. One trade. For most Australians, a simple 2 ETF portfolio will outperform 90% of stock pickers over 20 years. And here's something worth knowing. Most Aussie ETFs pay quarterly. January, April, July, October. Individual ASX shares typically pay twice a year, February, March, and August, September. A lot of income investors deliberately mix ETFs and direct shares, so cash hits the account more evenly across the year. Some even build a dividend calendar, so a payment lands almost every single month. But here's the dangerous part nobody likes to hear. If you need $50,000 to live today, in 10 years at 3% inflation, you'll need $67,000. In 20 years, $90,000. So your portfolio can't just pay you. It has to grow. The good news, quality Australian companies grow their dividends over time, usually faster than inflation. The big banks have grown dividends roughly 4 to 5% per year on average across decades. That's how a dividend portfolio keeps you free long term. Not just today, forever. You don't need to save $900,000 from scratch. You need to invest consistently and let compounding do the work. $1,500 a month into a diversified Aussie share portfolio averaging 8% total return, well below the long-term ASX average, gets you to $900,000 in about 19 years. Bump that to $2,000 a month. You're there in 17 years. Start in your late 20s, you're financially free before 50. And while you're building, use a dividend reinvestment plan, DRP. Instead of taking the cash, you automatically reinvest every dividend back into more shares. Those shares pay you more dividends, which buy more shares, which pay more dividends. That snowball, it gets big, fast. Now this changes everything if you're thinking long-term. Here's what a lot of Australians targeting dividend freedom actually do. They run 2 portfolios. One inside superannuation, because dividend income inside super is taxed at just 15% during accumulation, and 0 in pension phase once you hit retirement age, and one outside super, for income they can access before preservation age. That dual-track approach is how you build tax efficiency on both sides. Inside super for the long game, outside super for the freedom before 60. Remember that Tuesday morning in Brisbane I mentioned at the start? Coffee. No alarm. Money already working. That's not luck. That's $910,000 invested at 5.5%. That's franking credits doing their job. That's 17 to 19 years of consistent investing, compounding quietly in the background. Between $900,000 and $1.8 million depending on your lifestyle. That's the real number. That's the real path. And now, you know it. Quick question. Honestly, where are you right now on this journey? Just starting? Already investing? Sitting on cash not sure what to do? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this broke it down in a way that finally made it click, share it with one person who needs to hear it. See you in the next one.